The wrestler, the Heartbreak Kid, because Tom Brady has broken hearts. Time and time again during his career. Sunday, I think he just pulled a page from Britney Spears. She's Lisa, I'm Nicole.
Oh, yeah, speaking of throwback, by the way, our guys did it again, too. Boomer and Tom Jackson back together in a special NFL primetime last night. It was absolutely awesome. The boys bringing it strong for us this morning as well. Championship Sunday, wrapping it up as only they can do.
Tom Brady. Let's make sure we keep Tom under.
I can't confirm it wasn't open heart surgery. That was the best.
But the cool thing about Tom was that, despite the fact that they, have no Edelman all year long, and Gronk gets hurt in the game, Danny Amendola, who's a guy who.
Amendola, Adam Schefter is going to join us in a little bit to tell you that backstory. It's fascinating. It's something you're going to want to hear. Something that did not go unnoticed by the Jags in this game is the fact that the Patriots were penalized just one time, 10 yards, the fewest by a team in a postseason game since the Patriots in 2011. By comparison, the Jags, 6 penalties for 98 yards. So if you're wondering what A.J. Boye is talking about there, that's something that did not happen on the broadcast, so we didn't get a chance to see it. When you look at how that game was officiated, what do you think?
The play to Gronk is obviously one that can't be disputed.
No,
it's helmet hit. I mean, that's fine. The first pass interference penalty that A.J. is talking about, where he is dealing with Brandon Cooks down the sideline, look, at about 10 to 12 yards, you see when A.J.
That happens, but at the end of the day, you got to play through the distractions. They're not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You're playing the world champions. You're playing all these things. It's just the life that we live.
All right, guys, don't go too far. I want to get your thoughts on the Eagles and how they took advantage of that Vikings defense coming up in just a little bit. Adam Schefter.
Hello, Nicole. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. There's so many things at play now because for the majority of the NFL, the season is over. Vikings season is over. So what does that do for their offensive coordinator, Pat Shurmur?
Well, it frees up Pat Shurmur to go get a deal done with the New York Giants, which everybody expects. The Jets obviously made a move to the offensive coordinator position last week, changed out Johnny Morton. They are on the verge of hiring their quarterbacks coach, Jeremy Bates, as their new. Jets obviously made a move to the offensive coordinator position last week, changed out Johnny Morton. They are on the verge of hiring their quarterbacks coach, Jeremy Bates, as their new. They were a pretty good team.
And they won games.
They were tough out.
So then there you go. The Patriots season, while not officially over, obviously, we do have an end in sight for them. It will end sometime on the evening of February 4th after that Super Bowl. But they're very much in demand assistant coaches. How much does that Super Bowl berth impact the likes of Patricia and McDaniels?
Not very much. Look, I think everybody knows Matt Patricia.
Back to McDaniels, though, for a second, saying that there are some issues that still need to work out there with Indianapolis. Level of confidence that it will get done. Where are you?
Likely.
Earlier, so I do want to talk about Danny Amendola for a second, because obviously he had a huge game yesterday for the Patriots. Those 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Had a solid game against the Titans as well. There's a backstory there. Besides the line and the numbers, what am I missing?
Well, what you're missing is the fact that work with the team, get his contract under the cap. He was invaluable yesterday. They don't win the game without him. And he, as much as anybody, is the reason that they are going on to the Super Bowl in Minneapolis.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nicole.
You can see more Adam on Coast to Coast coming up top of the hour over on ESPN, including this. What are the Giants, Lisa, going to do with Eli Manning? Oh, tease. Black Widow. So number 12 got 12 stitches. 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 years ago yesterday, Robert Kraft purchased the Patriots for what could easily be considered like a fire sale price.
Paid $172 million back in 1994. The Patriots franchise now valued by Forbes at $3.7 billion.
It's ridiculous.
Flip or flop success story right
Nashville
there.
or the original? Are we going with Tarek and Christina or Nashville?
Or slip in Vegas, wherever you put it, the platform, it does well. And we're talking about success in a city that failed to support 3 NFL franchises before the Boston Patriots were born in 1960. Michele Beisner tells the story of how a local area kid who grew up rooting for the Patriots became their most important
role this year. What was your favorite?
My favorite was the Detroit Lions. It was around Christmas time. They did the Rockettes line. And if I had to hand out an MVP award, it would be Juju Smith-Schuster. He was involved in a lot, but my favorite was the Elf snowball fight. That was cool.
I don't remember
remember that one. I love
catch
pretty
up.
much everything that the Vikings did. Whether it was, wait, who did Duck Duck Goose?
That was the Vikings.
Hide and Seek. That was
Steelers.
That was the Steelers. The Vikings were on it, and Kyle Rudolph was pretty much in the middle of it all. Here's Jack Collinsworth.
We won 7 in that game. It was an incredible comeback by the Browns.
Didn't remember
Fell
that.
short.
I would have only been like 7, maybe. You know who owns the last Browns win in the playoffs?
This dude?
That guy, 1994. I don't know if you know this or not, but Belichick is now in New England, and that combination has worked out well pretty much for all involved. They have a ring for every finger. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I give Vinny Testaverde all the credit for that Browns playoff win, by the way. Belichick's tenure at New England has been unprecedented. A win Sunday, he will be another win away from a 6th Super Bowl title. We take a look back at a coach who didn't talk the talk, but without a doubt,
Or much at all.
walked the walk.